From the Brazilian Federation, they want to insist. They want to push. They sent already people to Madrid. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Fabrizio Romano here as always to keep you posted on the transfer market. Today guys, we have to touch on several things. Managers from Ancelotti to Enzo Maresca, but also more to say on Moise Kean, Darwin Nunez, Moise Kean. Let's jump into it together. So guys, let me start today's video with a special mention for a special talent, Moise Kean, who is doing fantastic at Arsenal, scored on his debut with England, amazing against Real Madrid in both legs. Remember, this kid is 18 years old, so what he's doing is something really special. Arsenal are obviously very happy with him, with his impact, but it's not just about what he's showing on the pitch, also off the pitch, how serious, how professional, how he's always hard-working and trying to improve himself. So Arsenal are in love with Moise Kean, and Moise Kean is really happy at Arsenal, having the opportunity to play on this international stage. 18 years old is not something normal. Great relationship with the coach Mikel Arteta. What I can tell you today is that Arsenal are advancing well in conversations to offer him a new deal, to give him a completely different salary, a longer contract, so everything is being prepared. It's just a matter of time. And then Moise Kean will put pen to paper and continue at Arsenal because, again, the club is very happy, the player is very happy, the coach is a crucial factor, and now the new director, Andrea Berta, who is taking care of contracts, also with the other gem of Arsenal, Ethan Nwaneri, they are working hard to extend both contracts. But Arsenal don't feel any panic, any urgency, also because both players are very happy at the club. And so work in progress to extend their contracts as soon as possible. Then guys, I wanted to remain in London, but on another side, around Stamford Bridge, because I keep receiving many questions from Chelsea fans. Someone is disappointed by the recent performances. Of course, the Champions League spot is really important for Chelsea. But let me clarify something on Enzo Maresca. What I'm hearing is that Enzo Maresca is 100% involved in every single step of the process and of the project at Chelsea. He signed a long-term contract 1 year ago. I'm not having any kind of message on Chelsea planning to replace the coach or go for another coach, despite of all some of the questions I'm receiving from Chelsea fans. It's important to say that Chelsea changed a lot from Pochettino to Maresca. Now to change again would be something really surprising, and in my personal opinion would be something really strange. So the idea at Chelsea is absolutely to involve Enzo Maresca as an important part of the plan. They are already involving Enzo Maresca when they made their decisions in January, when they started planning for signings like Giovanni Kenda and others. Enzo Maresca was always part of the project, and has always been part of the project and remains part of the project. Maresca was in contact with Giovanni Kenda before he decided to sign for Chelsea. Maresca has always been part of this process, and Maresca is involved in all the conversations for the summer signings, for the summer targets, for the players who have to leave Chelsea in the summer. So Maresca is fully involved in this process, and Chelsea remain absolutely convinced that he's the right coach. Some performances, guys, I can understand the disappointment. Sometimes you lose at home against Legia, so it's probably not the best night possible for Chelsea, of course, but after you win 3-0 in the first leg, and then you're focused on a Champions League spot, is not an easy moment for some players who are not in the best form. It can happen to have this kind of games, but Chelsea remain convinced about Enzo Maresca being the right man for their project. About right man for projects, Brazil maintain their obsession for Carlo Ancelotti. Today, Ancelotti in press conference said that he's not going to discuss his future now. He was answering questions on Real Madrid future, on Brazil interest, and he was saying nothing will be decided now. Forget about my future now. It will be discussed at the end of the season. But what's important to say is that from the Brazilian Federation, they want to insist. They want to push. They sent already people to Madrid to approach those close to Carlo Ancelotti, and they will keep pushing. So Brazil will insist to have Carlo Ancelotti on their bench as the man who will lead Brazil to the 2026 World Cup. So Brazil are pushing and will push again also next week and in the next days. That's the intention of the federation. Then it will be up to Carlo Ancelotti and what happens with Real Madrid. They have alternative options in case Ancelotti doesn't agree to any deal as soon as possible. So they have options like Jorge Jesus at Al Hilal, and more coaches are on their list, but Ancelotti remains the top target. Brazil will try again. Then they want a decision made by June, so it's really important for Brazil to have everything clear, let's say, in something around 1 month, maybe something more, 40 days, but that's the vision for Brazil. So they want Ancelotti and they will keep insisting. Let's see what's gonna happen there. And then, guys, let me mention some strikers, because if you're following me, if you're following the channel, you know I told you in January that from Saudi they wanted Darwin Nunez. The club was Al Nassr. Al Nassr already almost agreed on personal terms with the advisor of Darwin Nunez, but then Liverpool decided not to sell the player in January. Why? Because they didn't want to change the squad mid-season. They were doing very well at that time also in Champions League and of course in Premier League, so they didn't want to change anything for Arne Slot in the January transfer window, but now it will be different. I told you that already in February Darwin Nunez was going to leave Liverpool in the summer transfer window, and today I can confirm once again, guys, this is the clear direction of the story. Darwin Nunez is expected to go. Darwin Nunez is expected to try something new. Darwin Nunez is ready for a new chapter, and so Darwin can leave Liverpool in the summer transfer window and is fully expected to do so. So let's see what happens. Let's see about Saudi, because there is still interest from Saudi. There are more clubs interested around Europe, so there will be movement for Darwin for sure, and of course for Liverpool to make some money, to make some profit and reinvest on different players. Luis Diaz is a possibility to go. He's in the list of Saudi clubs, but it's not guaranteed yet. It's still a strong possibility. For Darwin Nunez, it's almost a guarantee that he will leave Liverpool if nothing crazy happens. He's expected to go and try a new chapter. And then, guys, mentioning strikers, keep an eye on Moise Kean, who is doing fantastic for Fiorentina. 26 season goals for the former Juventus and PSG and Everton striker, who joined Fiorentina from Juventus for a cheap deal in the summer transfer window, and then he started scoring a lot of goals. For Fiorentina, Raffaele Palladino, the coach, is in love with him. For Italian national team, Luciano Spalletti is also very happy with the attitude on and off the pitch, so very happy with Moise Kean. 26 season goals, but also there is a release clause. There is a release clause into his contract, and from what I'm hearing, the release clause is 50 million euros. Then, for Italian clubs is 50, for clubs abroad can become around 52, 53 because of the solidarity mechanism that is part of international transfers. But let's see that Moise Kean can be available for something around 50, 52 million euros in the summer transfer window with a release clause valid from July 1st to July 15. This is the exact timing of the release clause for Moise Kean. There is interest around Europe, of course, because when you perform like this, he's a player who also tried international football at Paris Saint-Germain and did quite well there, then joining Everton, then rejoining Juventus. So Moise Kean has always been around in the recent years, but he found the right place at Fiorentina, scoring many goals. Fiorentina president Rocco Commisso a few days ago said, I want to keep him here, I want to speak to the player, I want to convince him about our project and to continue together also next season. So Fiorentina will try all their best effort to keep Moise Kean at the club, but for sure, with the release clause, the situation will be an interesting one to follow, with several clubs keeping close eye to Moise Kean. And so, guys, let me your thoughts on all these stories from Maresca'S, Ancelotti. What's your feeling on these coaches? Mine, Luis Kelly, doing fantastic at Arsenal, and also your opinion on Kean and Darwin Nunez, where they should go. Guys, let me know your opinion here in comments. Remember to like this video, turn on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel. See you soon.